If there were words to describe
How I sound.
what are coming out of my mouth right now,
You'd have to plug or cover the children's ears.
you'd have to cover the ears of everybody
Like
over the
gallons
age.
and gallons and gallons of donkey BS.
Gallons.
Oh, that's what it was.
Did you guys know there's a fucking...
Something just died.
That was called
Was that the air conditioning?
oxygen.
Just going off?
Oh shit, you're already recording?
Yeah, dude. We've
Yeah,
been
because we
recording for
started
the
it up,
last
dude.
3 days.
I was going to talk about
The
the
worst entrance.
Well, how long
to
have you had
any
that?
podcast. Welcome everybody to the Lost Minds podcast. This is April the 20th, also known as the
April 20th.
of April
yay.
2018. Nothing
glad you
special
didn't.
about today. It's just another fucking day, all right?
Yep, that it is.
That's it.
Nothing
Friday.
great about it.
You ain't got no job. You ain't got shit to do. All right? Just listen to our podcast. Enjoy the rest of it. Now for the intro music.
No, that's where you answered the intro music, dude.
I'll do that this time.
Yeah, you gotta. Come on, man.
So it'll be fading right now.
You are listening to the Lost Minds. You say that better. You are listening to the Lost Minds podcast.
Let's get this session started with a deep breathing exercise. And by deep breathing exercise, I mean see on the inside.
Hello.
What are you doing? Just making a
podcast.
Cool. It'll slowly fade back in.
I like it. I can imagine that. I have a good imagination.
All right. I
All right, now
wanted
let's
to
all
try
laugh
and record
like
it.
we just laughed at a joke.
What?
Nazis.
Oh man, that was crazy.
Yeah, switch that
So-
joke down to the dark side. I said we talk about the Google, dude. I wanted to talk about...
I love the Google.
Actually, we were talking about the Google Pixel, whatever.
Google Pixel 2.
And the AI, and you're like, find whatever. Dude, it reminded me of Facebook. Did you see Facebook with Mark Zuckerberg? How he went on trial?
And he's a robot?
Yeah, dude.
Everybody
I feel like
proved
he's a
it,
robot.
dude. He
It
looks
drinks
like
water.
Android.
How he's like...
I don't know why
Sipping
everybody's
water.
mad at him. Why is everybody mad at him?
Dude, because, man, if one man
'Cause nobody
is
read the
mad at
fucking-
him, we need to be mad at him.
Because nobody read the fucking fine print, that's why.
I know, that's the worst part, is that
Huh?
it could say anything you want.
Yeah.
I never read the iTunes one. It could be like, you must give us your firstborn in case we
Yeah,
fight a war.
exactly.
What? Me and my firstborn? I'm like, sorry, buddy, I signed up for freaking iTunes earlier when I was in,
Yeah.
just to be able to play my music, on an iPod
They're like,
back when I was
hey,
16.
Brick, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah, they're like, oh, shit.
The worst
Next thing you
part
know,
is
you
they
join
draft
the
him.
army.
The worst part is they draft him the moment he's born. You don't even get to see him. He sends automatically in the industrial military
They just stamp them with an apple.
I was just going to say, I
Little
imagine
stamp
it
on
like
his
the
forehead.
movie Ants
Yeah.
with the worker, and the thing is like, worker, or whatever, is like, gives him the tool. It's like, warrior, what is it? Is it soldier? Oh,
and
yeah, it's
puts
like
a helmet
soldier.
on him.
Worker, soldier. It's like they just keep going. That'll be us pretty soon. But because the Facebook's got their AI is what I guess I was going to think about. Because now everyone's doing their own AI. Facebook's had theirs. They shut theirs down. But then the creepy Mark Zuckerberg, who I think's AI, it looks kind of funny from his stuff. But he has that one Jarvis or whatever, and it's freaking.
That's all
Morgan Freeman.
Photoshop, dude. He's not really an android.
But because
You know,
now
those
there's
pictures are
what Google.
convincing.
There's like Google. Then there's like Jarvis. There's Siri. It's like weird.
Well,
Who has Jarvis? Like
Facebook?
from Iron Man?
Well, it's got Morgan Freeman's
Jarvie, I
voice.
think, isn't it?
Jarvie?
I thought it was
so.
Jarvis.
I think it's like
It better not be Jarvis.
Isn't that the one with the
Jarvis.
ad and stuff? And they
Locker.
like shoot him his like T-shirt from a cannon, and he's like, "Badass, man."
Oh,
It's like,
that's
oh,
Iron Man.
God,
Right?
cringe.
I'm not 100%
No,
sure.
it's on Facebook. Unless they're like trolling, maybe they are. But I feel like that's one of the
Dude.
AIs that we're like trying to release or
You
introduce.
just got to be ready for the future, man. There's going to be AI, and there's going to be robots, and we're going to have to fight them,
And they're going to take our gerbs.
and we're going to have to send you back in time.
back to reality. Well, because as long as they're good AI, as long as they know that they're like a robot or like subsidiant, kind of where you're like, you could always be like, "You dumb robot," and they're like, "That's not very nice," you know. But then totally
Kills you
be
with a
okay with
plasma rifle.
it. But when if you're trying to let it, you know,
Or it's just
become like a
big
human.
asshole, knows your weakness. He's like, well, you know, your
Breaks
left
your
nut
kneecaps.
is bigger than your right nut, and you just start crying.
That would be terrible.
yeah, and I think anytime you give it full intelligence, dude, it's gonna not want you to do that. It's gonna
What if it?
think like a human or something. It's gonna be like, "Oh, look at you." It's
The
like,
robot's
"Oh,
like-
fuck, it wants revenge, dude." Your little Roomba's like, "Bzzz."
All they have
"Why
to
is it
say
always
is-
running my foot over, dude?"
all they have to say
It's
is,
like,
well, you're eventually gonna die, and I'm not. So
Or the robot's going to taunt you and be like, I was made in the perfect image of a human being, and you are nothing like me, you pathetic human.
It like tells the other one you
you
buy
have a
like
small
that
weenie.
freaking mower that's got the robot mower that's same like the Roomba. It's like, I hate the other guy. He always rude to me, and so finally then comes over to the neighbor's yard. "Howdy, neighbor." "Oh yeah, I fell the lawn." He like reaches down, the little thing's like.
Have you seen the freaking
Gangs
Roomba
up on
robots, dude? Or the lawnmowers?
Yeah, so I was like thinking about like, what if that thing attacks, runs your finger over, son of a bitch, and you're like, fall over, and it's like makes another pass. Just doing my thing, you know. No.
Kills you.
Imagine
Next thing,
the embarrassing shit that your AI is gonna be putting you into.
like, yeah,
Like,
like
you're gonna
what
be
if it's like,
sitting there talking to fucking Steve, your neighbor, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, this is the guy you hate."
Or it's going to be like,
yeah.
This is-
detecting high rate of heart rate.
Yeah.
Steve is interested in you, and you're just like, what? Steve's like, no, it's not it. Robot's
His
like, I do not
reproductive
lie.
Organs are growing.
Oh, dude, they could easily do that on your phone. Steve, which Steve the badass? No, not Steve from work. Steve, do not answer. No, no, that's a different Steve. You only have two Steves. Badass Steve and Steve, do not answer.
Start
Oh,
saying
dude, I'll
his
just
number.
call it right now. It's like, bzz, 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 Steve, do not answer. Calling.
Oh, awkward.
Steve
Oh,
the
god damn. Steve, I don't have your number. Steve, it's like, you're
He
breaking
does
your
have your
robot.
number.
You're breaking your own robot. Please do not kill me.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I would destroy this robot, but it was like really expensive, so we're just gonna have to end our friendship. I'm sorry. Tell you what.
So yeah.
That'd be the worst, though. Be like, howdy, neighbor. Next thing you know, he's like, fuck you. You just have neighbor wars. 'Cause pretty soon, I imagine, because have you seen Ready Player One yet?
No.
Ready Player One?
You already watched it?
Yeah,
watched it.
Mr. I work on movie theaters on my spare time. Went and watched it
Wow.
while the rest of us are here in freaking Salt Lake City.
We got free watch a few movies that way, but it's still, we had to work a lot. But dude, it was definitely a different movie. I mean, it was cool, definitely a cool movie and all that kind of
It
stuff.
was way different. They should have made it into
Way
3
different,
parts.
dude.
Is what Homeboy was saying to me.
I
think
think they
so,
should have
too.
made it in 3 parts.
I think
was
so
right.
First
too.
key, second key, and the third key.
Because they could have done so much with the first episode. Because that's one thing I thought was screwed up. That's why I got the metaphor of them putting it all into a race where they had to race all the time. Everyone had to upgrade all that kind of stuff, all these type of things. But I feel like they cut out the whole intro of kind of why they're doing it. You know, what the hell is happening, and
And how
Like-
he's a poor boy or what?
yeah, kind of like the extent of why they're living in freaking trailers on top of each other. You know, as
Yeah.
neighbors.
I heard they didn't even explain like how he got his setup, his gear.
Yeah, none
that
of
the
that.
school gave it to him. That he was in school. They didn't do any of that. None of that filler.
Yeah, they don't tell anyone or the reason why. Like why he knows the school better, you know, than anyone.
Well, I heard they
all
had to
that
rush
stuff.
that movie because a lot of our listeners heard
Yeah.
us talking about it.
There was
So-
1 million people.
So they were like, well, let's just make
Messaged
a
him.
movie and we'll get a whole bunch of people to go watch it. And a whole bunch of people did go watch it.
Yeah, except for us, of course.
Yeah,
Because we're the freaking
I feel
engine
like
that
it was-
moved this boat.
Gotta keep moving the boat. Next book.
I think it was Steven Spielberg that ruined it. Honestly, created his own little.
Yeah.
Just let me enter my own little. It's like.
You never know, because what if he was like, let's make 3 movies, and they're like, we're going to fund you for 1.
Someone else told me that how all like the main characters were supposed to have mega robots. That only one of the I think it
Robots
was
was right.
no. So there was the Mega Godzilla, and then
Iron
there was
Giant.
only one other robot.
Iron Giant, right? I saw him on the previews.
No, it was Mega Godzilla and Gundam Wing, one of the Gundams.
We use Iron Giant too, but it's like a different character, right? Or something?
Yeah,
What?
Yeah,
But-
there's they use a Gundam and they're like, whoa, what the? And
yeah,
it's
but none
pretty
of the
dope.
other characters had a robot. Nobody else had a suit. So it was kind of, who was it? Saito?
Yeah, yeah, he is the one. That had
Saito's the one that has a robot. All this stuff is just hearsay. I haven't actually seen the movie.
Yeah,
I'm
like
just very
driving in
good
his like
at
DeLorean, you know,
learning
they're all
from the
racing their
trailers.
cars because they get their cars, but they don't. They really should have left it how they should have. They don't show how massive it is. You know, they're like, oh, you
The
can go
world?
here. Yeah, like they all of a sudden. It makes it seem like they just get through this race every single day or something before they can even enter anywhere else, and they have some things they can check out or something. They don't show to the extent like that it's this massive world that they've been exploring forever and ever. You know that like he's kind of stuck at that school. That's why he knows everything like that. Because really, all of a sudden, you just think he's just some kid that knows all this stuff, and then
He's a know-it-all.
yeah, and in the race, all of a sudden he's like, "Oh my goodness, that's her!" And then he's like meeting everybody, and that's how like from the race, that's how they meet. You know,
So they cut out like a good portion of his character building.
a ton of everybody's too. All of a sudden, like they're just boom.
Yeah, they should have
And
made 3
even-
movies. I was correct. I should be a director.
They should have been really because all of a
Director,
sudden,
you know?
even too with those
Whoa.
Shido and Dido, whatever.
Something just
Oh, there you
blew
go.
That was my bad.
Dude, see this is what do you-
sabotage.
It's like, what kind of quality is this?
Sorry, people. We are literally recording right now with paper clips and gum.
But it makes me
Everybody
wonder
stop
what
buying from
what
the
makes him
Amazon
choose.
links.
What makes like Harry Potter become like? I guess because if Ready Player One's one book, but like think about like The Hobbit, dude. I read The Hobbit in no time when I was young, and then you watch the
split into
movie
3.
and they put 3 movies. That shit was so long. I was like, how the fuck? They could have easily done that with Ready Player One.
What what book I want to see be made is Red Rising. Well, it's 4 books right now, but
They're gonna make it into 1 movie.
they're gonna make it into a 50-minute movie.
It'd be like what, an anime?
No, it'd be a
TV
movie.
show.
It's about space and killing people and stuff like that. There's a lot of war.
See, that I feel like that's the way to go because the Star Wars they've taken that to the next level. Oh my god! Like pretty soon, what now they have Solo or something? We've seen the preview
Yep.
for.
Solo.
It's gonna be a good one.
It's
So
gonna
that's
be
like a
good
whole
next
other
month.
set of them. That's
No,
weird.
it's his origin story.
His origin story.
His origin story.
Yeah,
There's gonna be a bunch of
some orgies.
bunch of freaking episodes of that on the freaking dark web. And the links below, you can.
The links below.
It's all, dang, that's not really on the dark web. You're like, yeah, it's just got to be on the right part of the web. That's how really it is. Huh?
All it is just a website that's like really, everything's black, and you've got to highlight with
Gotta
like
hit
click
tab.
and drag, so you can see everything light up. You're like, what? There's nothing on this page, man. You gotta highlight it, and it'll show images, videos. Boom, 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 boom.
Dude, that'd be nice if that's how it was, but instead, especially if you get on the dark web.
Or you can click Shift F. I think it's Shift F
Tab.
to find, and you just Shift F, and it brings up a little search bar, and you just type whatever you want to find. Bring it right up as that Google.
Anything you want. It's like the Doritos commercial with the dog, where it like brings whatever he wants.
He's like, give me a
It's like, bring a
burrito.
bear, and it's like brings a stupid bear or whatever, and it's supposed to be like a bare naked lady, but it actually brings a bear.
Because it's so fast.
Yeah,
The little
that's
dog.
what it's like trying to say.
Bear. I don't know.
But that's the way they're trying to sell the internet to us too. Where it's like you can have fast internet, or you can have like super super fast.
For a smaller fee, you can have ultra fast internet.
Because I noticed that with shit when we were in El Paso. Because I felt already my phone was garbage down there. But all the ads on TV were mainly either like call sex lines or whatever. Which I was like, who's still calling?
Hell yeah. Did
Who's
you call?
calling? No.
What the fuck, dude?
Wow.
Sorry, I was too
Who
busy
goes
working,
to El
dude.
Paso and doesn't call the freaking
Yeah,
line?
that's the only reason why people go down to El
Yeah,
Paso.
it's the only reason I go down there every weekend.
El Paso seems like a state where or like a pass-through city or something. Everybody there working there was from out of state. No one was like only a couple of people work there and
It's like Tooele.
on there. Yeah, maybe, but it's so close to the border and stuff too. I think it's kind of where the people go through the border and all that kind of stuff. So
I get it.
Really far outside the city, there's a lot more people, I guess, living or whatever. But
So El Paso's like an intersection.
I think it's ghetto. I don't know.
Nobody wants to stop there, but it's necessary.
But the red light gets you.
It
Yeah,
gets
dude.
you.
So they're weird over there because I was joking about it. It's like the people were like, "So what do you do? You know, what do you do from around here? We're not around. What do you do?" Well, you can do anything you want, man. Anything you like. What do you like to do? And I was like, I don't know, outdoor stuff. You got anything outdoors, like hikes and stuff like that? Well, nothing like that around here. Shoot. What else you like doing? You guys like doing anything else? You guys like drinking? And I was like, sure, yeah. He's like, yeah, we like drinking a lot. We drew a lot here. And I mean, if you want, there's bars too. There's bars you can go to.
What? There's bars there? Oh
Yeah,
my
I'm like,
God.
well, shit, all right, dude. And Denny's like, cool, yeah. So I guess there's bars. And then after a minute, one of the guys were like, so, because we went to a couple bars, like this billiards bar and these couple other ones that were like, all right. We're like, this place is, one of them we went to, like, this is ghetto. But we found out we were staying first when the ghetto hotel was like the Devil's Triangle, but we like left and went to a different hotel because the place was garbage.
Devil's Triangle.
So once we got out of that place, like, man, that bar over there sucked too. And then the guy's like, oh yeah, but the area's got crappy bars. You're over there in the Devil's Triangle. He's like, what kind of bar are you trying to get to? You trying to get to like a what? Like a black bar, white bar, Mexican bar? Any specific type of bar? And I was like, just a bar, I guess. I was trying to go to a bar where people go to and stuff like that. And he was like, yeah, it depends, you know. He's like, there's all kinds of that style. He's like, you know, black bar, you know, hip-hop type style bar. He's like, they have the Mexican style bar too. He's like, you know how it goes. And then, of course, bars for like white people and stuff. And he's like, I don't know, what kind of bars do you guys go to? And I think maybe he thought we were like Russian or something because like they're the Russians over there. And I was like, that's what I was like saying. I like to go to any kind of bar. But what kind of bars do you normally go to in Utah and stuff like that? Do they have like bars in the woods or something like that? I'm like, it's not like that. Maybe I made it sound more like we're in
I
the
would have
woods.
made up some random ass shit, man.
I would have been like, do you have a bar?
Do you have a Jesus bar where there's nothing but crucifixes everywhere?
And everyone's praising?
Dude, I told them about the freaking devil in the water stuff because they're like, yeah, I mean, I was like, you don't have lakes, you don't have rivers, nothing like that. And I think they said they had some kind of lake that was pretty far. And one of the guys was like, yeah, I love going fishing and stuff like that, try and get up there on the weekends. And it's like sometimes we'll have to make a trip of it. They travel up to, I think there was like a reservoir somewhere, but I was like, yeah, in Utah you can do that stuff like no problem. I mean, you can drive to a ton of them like that. And he's like, oh man, that'd be really cool. It probably gets pretty packed and everything. That's how probably everything over here does. You know, people work, and then the times they don't, everyone just goes and does whatever they can. And I was like, up there, yeah, but except for Sundays, all that cheap people, the Mormon people, because they're hating on them, they won't be there. They'll be in church. They'll be doing their stuff. They'll be good. It's like, whatever, dude. It's still, if it's a nice day and stuff, they'll skip. And I'm like, they never play hooky on church. And plus, the devil's in the water,
How
dude.
dare you?
Yeah.
How fucking dare you?
I was like, I grabbed his collar. I was like, you son of a bitch. You fucking son of a bitch.
Listen to me.
Like, we
Yeah,
never,
who do you think you are?
you never skip the goddamn Lord's Day. I've been going there for 28 years.
Yeah, but I was like, they don't go in there because the devil's in the water. And he's like, what? That ain't real. And I'm like, dude, I swear they believe that there's some. They don't like doing an extra on the Sunday because, you know, the devil's stronger in the water on Sunday.
You don't wash your hands. You don't take a shit. You don't you don't take a shower. Devil's in the water. He'll get in your eyes. He got in my eyes one time.
Yeah. Little Timmy fell down the well because he was trying to play water gun with Mama. She don't play that kind of shit on Sundays. So you'll never send me to hell, boy. Working with the devil. Boy's got the devil inside of him. Slayed her own son, tossed him down the well. It's so serious there with water.
And then the guy's like, he died when he hit the bottom? No. He died when they buried him.
Yeah.
Some say he's still down there.
Well, it's funny because that was their thing. They're like, well, Utah, that's got Mormons, right? And I was like, yeah, I guess. But then they're like, when I was
She told him it's goddamn motherland.
like, what'd you think of when we went off El Paso? I'm like, honestly, I never thought of El Paso. I never would think of El Paso.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly don't even. I would consider that more New Mexico than anything, honestly. And I was like, I was thinking Texas and stuff, but Texas is so freaking huge. I mean, it's so far. I was thinking there'd be like people down here, gunslingers. Yeah, hey, boy, you coming in here to swing some hammers, do some till? Let's do this thing, man. How it's a 5-pound hammer? Shoot, boy, I'm swinging 10. You know, like, but it was nothing like that. It was no cowboy, nothing. I was like, what the hell? Well, I guess it was cowboy, real cowboy. A lot of like people that were working came up from Mexico and stuff, but at the same time, they barely used them, send them back, and then we had like the fabricator guys came from Arizona. All the carpet people came from like fucking.
From fucking, where's that?
Yeah, it's a long part of Texas.
They're down there from fucking.
It was Dallas, Fort Worth. That's what that F was, fucking Fort Worth. Never been there, but those were like 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours away. And that shit's like a little bit more than midway across Texas. It'll probably take like 10 hours to get across Texas. It takes 12 to 14 hours to get from here to Salt Lake.
I don't know, dude. What kind of jet you using?
Rocket-propelled
fuel.
freaking gas engine.
Look, I'm using a compressed air turbine.
I'm driving leaded. So I was like telling your brother,
razor
too, 'cause he's like talking about like freaking chemtrails. He's like, look at this chemtrail. And I was like, dude, it's funny because I was like, just think, like, what's wrong with anything? What's wrong with any jet? Like, what's wrong with the jet? Just spewing that stuff out. Well, that's just, no, that's not a chemtrail. That one is. I'm like, what's the difference, We have no idea what's in the jet fuel. I'm like, why don't they just put it in there? You don't even know what's in it right now. They could just have it regularly in the jet fuel for all we know.
Why are people so concerned about chemtrails when the freaking smog in our Salt Lake City is coming from our cars that we are driving?
Exactly. Think about that. Before, where did autism and all that ADHD and all that kind of crap come from? It was like from lead, like the lead and all that kind of stuff.
No, so dude, the Romans were eating lead by the gallon.
By the gallon, they're slurping it up. Did you drink your lead this morning? Yes.
Have you had a lead Slurpee this morning?
The thing, remember, they had to switch that, and that's why we have unleaded gasoline now. They're like, oh man, that shit's bad. For all we know, they could be dumping some form of lead in, like, with the gas, but we don't even know. We're like, do. People are just fine, Well, that's not that one's a chemtrail. Well, the whole time they're just regular planes flying over them doing the same shit. They're just not paying attention.
Lead's only bad for you if it's in the freaking shape of a freaking pole.
Or if Magneto's around you and he, like, pulls it out. He's like, you have a high lead count. What? It's like,
You can't take it out of your skin, though.
Yeah, have you seen that, dude?
That's proven wrong.
Way fake.
It's way
dude,
fake.
on the
You
one
can't.
where he rips it out of the guy.
Can't happen.
Yep.
That is in a movie.
Proven facts.
Well, you better talk to Hollywood because he does that to the... Remember, because the girl sticks the shot in his butt and he's like, bleh. And then he goes in, the guy's like, goes to serve him the food and he's like, you have a high metal content or whatever.
Oh, that's probably because she stuck him in the butt, but like you right now wouldn't be able to do that.
But what if I had a high lead content?
Then you'd have to be stuck in the butt with something really long
A lead bath.
and filled with lead.
Like if I was a Roman back in the day doing my typical lead.
You'd probably be
shot of lead.
You'd probably be destroyed by Magneto.
What's that? It's a lead bath. It's like, what kind of lead is that?
That's the
This is the lead of Iron Giant over here. The lead of the...
It's like, where did you guys get all this freaking lead? Well, the Iron Giant just pumped it out.
The Iron Giant ravaged the city. And chose our home as the most coziest hole in town.
He just filled the house with
El Paso, Texas.
Dude, one thing that was weird about the El Paso thing is I never even thought about El Paso. Heard of that crap town and freaking...
You've never heard of El Paso?
Well, I've heard of it, but only from like Marty
Don't they have
Robbins
like
and
some
stuff.
sort of cheese?
I've heard of it, but not. I didn't really hear too much about it. But I was listening to freaking that Tesla book, and he went to one area where they actually let him test out some freaking a few of his radio towers for some of the wireless and stuff.
Oh, that explains
Is
it.
it fucking El Paso? And I was like, God, dude, of course it'd be in El Paso.
Mm-hmm.
High radiation.
Yeah, a lot of winds. Dude, all it is dusty and windy over there. Trash is all over the place. My sinuses are like
Dusty
stuff from all
winds,
the
let them roll.
stuff. But on top of that, coming up, what is it, on the 30th, apparently, the Anunnaki, right? Planet X is making a pass by the United, or I guess by the world.
It's going to be
planet,
so
dude.
close that we'll be able to reach up and high five our Anunnaki brothers.
It's like that Futurama when the planet goes by and they're like, jump, and they're like, jump onto Earth or whatever. But supposedly it's supposed to be here, right? And that, have you heard
Well, I don't know where you heard that from.
Cállate, cabrona.
Wow, you've picked up a lot. One
There was
week.
like, they had some girls and boys working over there, and that's where they'd be like yelling, "Ay, cállate, cabrona, cabrona, cállate." I was like,
Was he
oh,
saying
shit.
Corona?
That's what
or
I thought.
Corona?
I don't know.
He's like, shut up, you beer.
Shut up, beer.
Shut up, beer. They
Wait.
offered us beer from Mexico. They're like, we'll bring it for you. They,
A
someone wanted to
Corona-
go like a couple hours over the border.
Is that like beer or is that just name of a beer?
What do you mean?
That's the name of a beer.
Wait.
Cerveza's beer.
Cerveza, that's right. That's the word I was
Oh,
looking
Oh,
for.
man. Yeah, you're going to get fucked in Mexico.
Dude,
man.
I know. All I know is hola, amigo. No habla
They're like, do you want a
español.
beer? And you're like,
Catchy,
hola.
dude. As long as you try, dude.
Hola.
As long as you try.
Hola.
Nice.
I think it's when you don't try, people are like, fuck you, man. But when you try and you be the stupid one, I think people are more than willing to be like,
Yeah, you
what's
give them a
up, you
good
know?
laugh. They'll
What's going to
laugh.
happen is I'm going to be in there and I'm going to be like, cinco corona, please. And he's like, I don't understand you, man. You could just speak English.
yeah, that'd be so funny. He'll let you go through the thing, and he's like, and then, and you just keep going, and then all of a sudden, yeah, man, that'll be perfect. That'll be work out great. And you're like, son of a bitch. 'Cause I bet that would happen. I feel like that does happen with the people that will talk to them like they're people that are dumb. So when they go to their hey, man, these guys are they don't speak English, whatever. They're not like me. They're the people I'm coming to visit. some weird thing. It's like, oh, hey, well, hello, I'm trying to get this. Come on, hello, you know, like they're the one with the problem. When it's the other way around, when you just talk like you're some weird little like bug that's just kind of visiting the town, you know, oh, how's it going? You know, kind of like, oh
No,
shit, I'm trying to figure it out. They're like, oh my god, dude.
Yeah, little do they know I'm 100% fluent in Spanish.
Nah, people are generally nice, dude. If you go in there
Spanish,
and you're just trying not to screw anybody, dude, no one's gonna try and screw you, and you just go like.
Yeah, I don't think people try to screw me
You'll be
over. I don't know
totally
what
fine.
you're talking
Oh
about,
no,
Brian.
they will. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, this is $50," and you'll be like, "Oh, this many pesos? That's all right." And then you give it to them, and you paid $50 for a beer.
This is how it's gonna go. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos on this. Whatever number they start off with, you pay less than a third, less than a quarter of it. You just keep saying, first you cut them down to 50% right off the bat. So if he says 1,000 pesos, you say 500 pesos. He goes, no way, man. So you start walking away. He goes, okay, 500 pesos. You come back, you're like, you made me take 2 extra steps. It's going to be 250 pesos. Let me go. And he goes, what? And he goes, what do you want? I'm leaving. Fuck this joint.
Taking more and more money off.
And he goes, okay, 250 pesos. Okay, you made me take another step. That's 100 pesos or I'm out of here. And then
good,
you end up still paying 100 pesos for a beer. Whatever, though.
No, right then, the way that you can also do that is you're like, no way, you add something to it. So you already know he's set on $100. So
100 pesos, not $100.
100 pesos, yeah, he's already set on there. That's what I would do. So you're trying to get that, would you say that you're trying to get the beers or a blanket
Just a beer.
or something?
A beer.
Then be like, hey, and then how about you throw in that freaking magnet from Mexico for that, and I'll have the beers in that magnet for $100. Okay, yeah, for sure, hell yeah, that's a good deal. You're gonna pay that anyways. You're gonna do it anyways.
Hell yeah,
Boom.
dude.
Scored the free thing extra,
And that's when you freaking lift out your freaking Uzi and you be like, while you're at it, throw in the rest of the freaking beers.
Well, that's easy. Say you are doing that. Say you're getting a blanket
kidding,
and
you
it's
wouldn't
something
do
else.
Just say, I heard Mexicans like standoffs. And then pull your gun out.
He's like, you just got off the airplane. Where the hell did you get that?
It's like, don't smell it.
Dude, say you're trying to get 3 things and they're worth $50 each.
just got him pulling out of his butt.
It only took a second. That's all right.
Dude, it took me a
There's
second.
nothing wrong with you. You think that's funny? You're gonna have to start. How are you gonna try and get gifts in and out of? Dude,
Yeah.
that's gonna be more real than you believe, dude. Everything your family's gonna get back. Your mom's gonna put a turtleneck on and be like, "God, this shit, I got like pink eye or some shit from rubbing this thing on my face." And
Dude.
you're like,
I've already planned it.
God, next time I get you guys anything, freaking complainers, everything, complain. Over here, your sister's like, God, these earrings is like really giving me like some kind of ear infection. I feel like,
What you
I don't
need
know,
to do
you've
is
been
buy
talking
a
shit.
pinata and then throw a bunch of shit in it and then just bring back a pinata.
Just put the pinata up there.
Yeah. Why not? Just make sure it's properly shaped. Maybe like a rocket ship.
This guy at my work, he's like, dude, the way you want to do it, he's like, you want to bring him back in a condom. He's like, that way you just fill it up. I'm like, you fill it up all the way? It's like full? And he's like, yeah, it's got to take shape. Swallow it.
Oh, man.
I'm like, dude, you're fucking crazy. So make sure it's one of the big ones, the Magnum.
Dude, in all honesty, you'll be
You should have
alright.
just been like, oh, there's a different size.
I'm like, oh, dude, I didn't know there was nothing bigger than one of those bigger ones. You know,
like
the
with the
blue
little grip,
ones
whatever, yeah.
for the work.
It's like, I thought they came in packs of 100.
Dude, I need to stop laughing in the microphone. Can you guys just stop? Tone it down a little
Shit.
bit.
Damn it, I totally was gonna say something about, I probably wasn't gonna say it, but then I was gonna, because I think you'll totally remember, because remember when we went over, you took all those Citavitas, and you had a whole box of, like, basically a whole
dude.
half the luggage full, and they opened
Yeah.
that shit up, and they poked 1 or 2. I don't know if they did or not. That'd
No,
be
they
cool.
didn't, but
But
they-
they, like, opened it up, and then they, like, look at it, and they seen it was, like, totally fine. They mark on your bag that it's fine. Allegedly, when I went to Mexico and on the way back, allegedly there was weed in my luggage, and it was totally fine. The first time I went in, just in my, like, allegedly in just...
Wait, you're
My
confusing me with the
makeup
amount of
bag?
allegedlys you're saying. Okay,
if you were just to stick it inside your freaking
I
bag,
ain't sticking anything anywhere.
Like inside your
Just do
toilet
it.
Okay.
toiletries bag, you could say. So if you were to stick it with your toothbrush or toothpaste and all that kind of stuff, and if you had a female with you and they were to stick it with like a tampon thing, or if you were to bring some tampons, because you never know, maybe you're into that kind of stuff.
Maybe
You're into a little rumble and tumbling, and sometimes you get a little anal leakage and you need to stop and fill that baby up. But
Okay, so let me get this story straight.
you'd be totally fine, dude.
Were you
when
going
the X-ray
from?
goes through.
Were you allegedly going from the U.S. to Mexico, and you allegedly had that in your backpack, or were you
Both.
going from Mexico to the U.S. and you allegedly had that in your backpack?
Both. Took a bunch when we went there. Actually, didn't even really use it.
Allegedly.
Brought it back.
Of course.
Allegedly.
Yeah, because you can't smoke on a cruise ship.
But no, we stayed too in the city or whatever.
That don't matter, dude.
Viva la Mexico!
Made it through customs, allegedly twice, 3 times, 4 times. I don't know. Fuck it.
Definitely not the first person to do.
I think you'll be totally fine. The one time I did have them search my luggage though was the time we came back from the Caribbean or whatever, and I had bought. It was a pipe. It looks like an axe. It was a wooden axe, and it was like a pipe on top of it. But it was made out of like the bamboo and different stuff that they have around the area. And what else did I have in there? Damn, I had something else in there, but they had opened my bag up and they put like a big old sticker on the inside saying that they had opened the bag and searched it for custom, whatever, blah blah. And same with like they had a little sticker that said your bag's been checked or whatever, and it was like stuck on the handle like where the little zipper was, and I was like, oh shit, okay. But it was, I don't know, totally fine. I think they totally thought there was like an axe or maybe drugs. That's what it was. I had bought a bunch of also tea packets as well. There was a couple places in the Caribbean that they made a bunch of this like sweet tea, and it was all loose leaf sweet tea. And I bought, I think you could get, it was like 6 packs for like $1 or some shit. So I bought like a ton of it. So I had a big portion of that was in my bag.
So it
probably
just looked like a big old
probably
case of
looked like a big-
marijuana.
Probably looked like a bunch, yeah. That time was pretty good.
That's
Luckily, I
a
didn't
good way
have
to do
anything.
it, though, because you have one bag full of that and then one bag full of the actual
I
thing.
forgot about that. And then hot sauces, too. We had a few different hot sauces and stuff, but they looked like probably like a bunch of different alcohol. And then there was alcohol bottles, too. I brought alcohol back. My bag, I hardly take any clothes, and so my bag was like empty. I was had full of shit to bring back, like alcohol and then the spices and all that. And that's the one thing that they do get upset about, too, because
It's alcohol?
there's the spices. Because even we were coming through and we had some snacks. I think we had bought, and on the Mexico on the way back, we had bought a bunch of like mangoes and a bunch of other crap, a bunch of random fruits, and it was in a bag, and we were still using it to snack or whatever. We came back to go through. They were like, "No, you guys need to leave that or do
you
something."
can't bring fruit.
And so they're like, "Oh, okay." And so that was the big thing. Yeah, the produce. They're like, "Don't you have any of that?" And we're going to have some in the bag, and then they're like, "Oh shit!" Like what? Because like, do you have any fruit, produce, blah blah. Everyone's like, no. Gets to us, we're like, yeah. They're like, what the fuck, Open your shit up, blah, blah. So that was the only problem that we ever had, but that was because you just didn't want any of that shit there. So that's why if it was in your stow-on, or not stowaway, I guess it would be stowaway, because your carry-on is separate, and then if you do stowaway, you're pretty much good. And that's the way I've done it with, allegedly, if you were to take something like marijuana on there, you have to do stowaway. If you're going to do carry-on, that shit probably... Actually, no, I took it on carry-on. I mean, never mind. But that was only... I don't know if I did it across custom. Well, I guess you have to. Never mind, I did. Never mind.
I'm so confused by everything you've just said. Moral of the story, ladies and gentlemen.
If you put it in your bag and it looks like something else, you're totally fine. But if you... Because that's all it is in the x-rays. I've had it shit open up in my bag because they'd seen all the packets that looked like it would be it, But also it stuck things in it just where it looked like it were... part of like the toothbrush or toothpaste because I have like a little toiletry bag, I guess.
I was surprised that the Cita Vita didn't get fucking like inspected. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they were like bricks, dude. They literally looked like bricks, and there was like 12 of them in there.
Yeah.
12 bricks of like this juice powder.
Think about it though; it's only an X-ray. So I was thinking about that. Like the thing I have is like a little Swiss Army bag, and so it hangs. But it's got 3 sections in it. So when you fold it up, it folds over itself 3 times, and then it like kind of velcros over. So if I were to put it in my bag and someone to look at it, looking down, it'd be looking through 3 levels of that shit. And so that's what I was thinking in my brain. I'm like, how the fuck would they know it was in there? So it opens up in there between like beard oil, beard like wax. I think I have like little cutters in there for like trimming, and then like toothbrush, toothpaste, freaking, I don't know, lip chaps and whatever.
Do you think
Freaking
Okay.
little tiny finger
Let me run this
glove
by you
condoms
then.
in there.
Do you think this would be funny? Is if you take like, let's say, a laptop bag or something, right? And you cut.
Hey, you have to take those out, man. Because the
No,
batteries.
you take that out.
You're already
But I'm
getting
saying,
cut, dude.
so you cut the line, like the wall between the insulation for the laptop and the outside. You cut it open, and then on the inside, you put like stickers with like metal outlines on them of like crazy shit.
Maybe.
And you put it in your bag, and then when it goes through there, it looks like you've got like all this crazy shit in your bag, like packs of knives, and they open it up, and there's nothing in there.
Well, that could happen. That happened to my cousin when he was younger. He had gone on a trip when he was younger and did something, but he never used his little luggage bag for years. And so they went to go on another trip, and I think it was like 16 or 17 or something like that. And they go pulling him through a thing, and then they're like, the lady's like going back and forth on the little radar. Because if you look at the 3D thing or the X-ray, when you look over, you're like, they're just seeing nothing, you know. So that's why I was thinking, I'm like, there's no way they would even know it's in my bag, and that's how I think I got away with it. But with my cousins, the ladies like going back and forth, going back and forth, and you can't see shit on those. And she's like, well, I'm about freaking out and everything. And next thing you know, they're like, oh, we have to search your bag and everything. Bring him over. Whose bag is it? It's his, you know. And my uncle, he's a cop, because he was still a cop at this point, and he was like, what's going on? You know, he's like, I'm a part of law enforcement, blah, blah, blah. They didn't give a fuck, you know. They're like, you know.
They're TSA.
Yeah,
man.
that's exactly what they're saying. This is airline, some kind of emergency and stuff like that. You know, there's certain different rights or whatever. Pull them over, and they open up the bag, and inside the slots they start pulling out, and they pull out like these little like squirt guns and like little just toy guns and shit that he had just stuck in there randomly from when he was younger. Had been when he'd use it. He never checked it like that, and they're like, what are these? And they're like, oh my goodness, because they started seeing some of them were fake, and he's like, oh my god. And so they're like, yeah, you got to check your bag, blah blah. But it took a huge delay. It took them to get over to the side. They had to check their bag, but inside, you have no idea. They're like, oh my god, they just got like all these little handguns, freaking the golden gun in there, you know.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
They're probably thinking the Matrix is going on right now. Like, that would run through my head if I was a TSA agent and some guy bag comes through and there's like all these guns in there. I'd be like, oh fuck, man.
He happened to be
Dude,
wearing
that'd be
his
the worst
fucking
agent,
trench
dude.
coat.
Just like, just starts gunning all you guys down. It sucked being the guy who'd realize it first, because you're just
yeah.
like, man, I've seen this in a movie.
I know, dude. Especially for like a little ass kid like that, it's like it'd be like, almost like Boondock Saints.
How old was your cousin when that happened to him?
He was a little bit older. He was like 17 or something, I thought, 16, 17. But he had done it a lot longer when they were younger, and so it was pretty funny. But they had no idea what it was until they opened it up and they started seeing it was actually different colored guns. It wasn't actual real guns. And they're like, oh my god, you know, blah, blah, blah.
That happened to me in school, too. When in junior high school. Or was it elementary? With our airsoft guns.
I thought you could be like, right now, we heard that someone... They bust into your classroom. We heard someone's got guns. We have a report of someone smuggling guns in the classroom. They're looking around like, Admir? Admir? And then you're like, yes. Next, there he is. Surround him. Stand up, surround. Take your shirt off. We see you have guns. And he like pulls them off. You mean these guns? And you're like, get down, get down. And he was in a standoff forever. It took him a good 13 hours before they convinced him that those were his arms.
No, but it was like
Oh god! If anything else comes out, and it's not that cool, dude.
when we were younger, we'd do those like airsoft battles, and I remember having the backpack over at someone's house. I think it was Erie's, but then we had to take the guns home, the airsoft guns home. So we were like, we didn't want to carry them down the street and look weird, so we stacked them, like shoved them all into the backpack, and I took it home. And I didn't even think about it, and then. Coming up the Monday, I just grabbed my backpack and go to school, and I set it down on the ground, and teacher's like, all right, take out your notebooks, and I open it up, and like the flap folds down, and it's just full of airsoft guns in there. And I remember I took all my books and stuff out at my house so I could fit all the airsoft guns in there. So the teacher's like, what's that? And I'm just like, airsoft guns. And she's like, you can't have those here. And I'm just like, I know, it's not like I was planning on playing with them. It's just, and then I had to go to the principal's office, and they called my mom, and the freaking dare cop was there. And everybody's just like, what were you thinking? I was like, well, we were going to have recess, and it was just going to be fun, and everybody was going to wear glasses. It was going to be safe.
So we play at home. It'd been awesome if it was set up like with a little timer, like those cards. You know, when you open up the cards, like, We wish you a Merry Christmas. And so he's playing the song. His drops is like the Matrix song. It's like, it's like, the guns fall out. He just grabs them.
Do a smash. Do a.
Back then it was fun and like, oh, you know, nice and easy. Now airsoft is like next level shit, dude. I watch those guys. It seems badass, like the ones when they play in the woods. Fucking guy will be like running around with a sniper and handgun. It's just the same. He's like,
Yeah, I feel like
way
that
through the
shit's so
woods.
cheap, though.
It's like, out. I'm like, yeah, that's awesome.
Dude, it's crazy because you get the guys that are going super hardcore, and then you get the guys that are just super casual. The super hardcore guys, like, it's like, all right, 3, 2, 1, go. It's like, me. The dude's like, runs over there, hides behind a tree. He's sitting there waiting. The other dudes are just walking, like, yeah, man, we're gonna go capture the flag, man. And he's just like, gets up, mows down 13 of them. What happened, dude? We haven't even left spawn yet, man. He's like, fuck you guys. That's 13 kills for me.
Dude, I feel like a lot of people don't understand, like, or like think it's going to be that crazy. They're like, heck yeah, and then other people basically go in there thinking they're like ex-military. We got to secure the situation, yeah. And I swear to God, if any of you guys get in my way, I'm putting you down as well. You know, it's like, I see some. Hey man, friendly dude. He shot me in the back of the neck. Get down, bitch. It's like, you're in my line of fire. That was my spot. What?
You're in my line of sight. I was here first. You were in my line of sight.
Because the thing about that, if I guess I was thinking about the people from El Paso because they asked me the same question, but if they were to ask you, yeah, like what is there to do in Utah? What would you do in Utah if you were staying for a week or two? What would you tell someone to do?
I tell them
they told me to go to the. We said we were going to be there for a week or whatever, and like they said go to the bar. Yeah, I tell you to fucking turn around and get the fuck out of town. Gives you plenty of time.
I'd be like, look, this town ain't big enough for the both of us. That's what I tell them.
It's like, over there they'd probably be ready, dude. Just kidding. They have a lot of signs where they say you're not allowed to bring your guns in. But what would you say? What would you do?
I'd bring my guns in.
What would you say about Utah?
I'd say...
Because you can open carry in Utah, dude. You can do more here. Temple. She's pretty cool.
I'll tell them.
Go to the temple, learn about God, convert, bring your family over, have more kids.
I'd be like, if you see anyone with a little name tag, you want to walk up to them and ask them how the day is.
You actually, I mean, a day at a temple, you'll learn a shitload over there. Because they'll tell you pretty much how.
That's how I got my fucking degree.
Yeah.
Just went over there for a weekend.
I got my degree at the MIT or the
Learned
NTC.
3 languages.
Dude, you can every written language is represented there. You can do whatever you want. Mm-hmm. You can go in there and be like, freaking, yeah, I speak whatever language you want to start up there.
Aborigine.
And they'll be like, what? Come with us. Lock you in a dungeon. You write. You fucking write these words. In English and then back. And then English and then back.
That way we could have a transcript.
That's why I wonder, too. It was like, because I was watching some stuff, bringing it back to like those freaking Anunnaki. I was watching stuff about the Sumerians, how, you know, we use all of their stuff, the calendar, the same way they use time, everything was invented by them. And they're the oldest civilization we know of, 6,000 plus years old. But we don't ever use them in our history because, like, they believe we came from the Anunnaki. They believe we came from, like, the people from that planet came and, like, left the seed of us, and then we grew and kind of as their workers.
Left their seed.
Yeah, they believe they were their workers and stuff to mine minerals for them, blah, blah, like weird kind of stuff like that. But
Viva la revolution!
Yeah, they supposedly
that'd actually be kind of cool if aliens showed up and we could fight them.
Well, they think we're their workers or something, like because the gold helps their atmosphere and all that kind of stuff, and those are certain things and traits we have, and they attribute the spike in like consciousness, human consciousness, all that kind of stuff to the time period of when that was. But they don't like to teach that because I guess it's opposed because we teach primarily what the Christian beliefs, not even like any other religious beliefs. We teach about, you know, God was here, Moses was here, kind of stuff like in our history. The Egyptians, you know, was here at this time, Jesus in a little basket, that kind of stuff. And that's still kind of how our history is based around. And so that was like, that kind of is based more around, you know, outside beings, which they legit say, and they're going to come back around, and they did all that kind of stuff. So they just kind of, we take everything they learn from them, but we don't like take their history from them, I guess, which is kind of weird. All
I know is if aliens show up, that means world peace, dude. So everybody best start praying for aliens.
World peace.
Think about it, dude.
No one's
going to fight each other.
No way. What if someone sides with them real quick?
Then we nuke them. The rest of the world nukes them.
Dude, it'd be like The way I heard it too is like the Michio Kaku guy or whatever.
Michio Kaku.
Michio Kaku. He says that, you know, he's like, when you're walking down the street or like in a path and you see the squirrel and the deer and they're like looking at each other and you're sitting there trying to talk to the squirrel and the deer, you know, they don't really care. They don't know what's going on. They're not going to try and talk to you about astrophysics and all that kind of stuff unless you're on some good mushrooms, and then maybe talk to you about it. But for the most part, they like leave and go on their business. And it's a similar like beliefs that people have is if someone can master space travel and they show up, it'll be like someone like you trying to talk to a squirrel or deer. You know, we'd be a squirrel or deer to them. They'd be like, hey, blah, 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 blah. And you'd be like, hey, what's
Except
going on?
we have freaking F-16s. Squirrels don't have that.
Butt with poo-poo. But like, dude, for space travel...
Yeah, for space travel, we're pretty stupid.
We're like, woo!
No, what they'd do is they'd come back and they'd have our... what are those two space probes we sent out? The first one's Challenger 1 and
the Voyager.
Voyager 1 and Voyager 2. They're like, we think you lost these. We're like, God damn it, dude. Those are supposed to be flying. Why'd you bring them back?
Yeah, we're like, we're going to use those. Because you never know.
They're making space dirty.
People believe that, right? So ever since there's radio waves and stuff like that were being used, they think that signal being broadcast. So any type of civilization that can interpret those type of things can easily intercept them.
But the odds of hitting...
Shoot, you never know at this point, though. I mean, we've been doing it for like 90-something plus years. It's like pumping that shit out. And after reading that Tesla thing, it blows my mind. Like when dipshits are over here trying to patent the telegram, you know, and how we see them in school where they're like, they're trying to create the light bulb, and the guy's over here tapping the wire. Do SOS. Oh my God, we're getting a signal. Freaking the people were sending like Tesla and Marconi and them were like sending wireless signals between each other. Like Tesla was way into wireless signals way before then, you know, and people had stolen that shit way early on. It was just kind of crazy, honestly, and like how early on like people stole from each other, and they were sending signals between each other as well. So like even in France, they were sending wireless signals, and they patent one of Tesla's systems for using even on the Eiffel Tower and things like that. It's like, dude, and we're over here like, look, we're going to lay wire and be like, SOS. And they're basically like sending fucking messages wirelessly, you know, radios, over and out, basically. It's like, it's weird, our time zones. But, oh my God, he invented the light bulb. No, fucking someone else invented that shit 100 years later.
That's because...
like 90 years before him. It's like, what?
That's because Tesla was super passive, dude. He needed to just be a freaking monster.
He was super smart. He
Well,
didn't want to get whacked.
Yeah.
If you're super smart, you can't get whacked. When they come to whack you, you just burn down your building, is what he did.
Yeah.
No.
That's what, unfortunately, that's what happened at first. He started getting kind of hustled early on, and then so after he started catching on to it and playing the game, he started like being more closed off and being like, no. But by that,
Einstein.
Yeah, by that point, dude, you know, the war was a big turning point. But at that point, people were like, man, you know, you're not showing us anything, and so he couldn't have anything to prove for it because he got hustled early on. And then people now they're trying to hustle him where he was smart to it. He couldn't use the hustle on them because he had already shown. And so,
here's a question: you ever hear this quote? Someone asked Albert Einstein, "What's it like to be the smartest man in the world?" And he said, "Ask Nikola Tesla." Is that a real quote?
I don't know. Shoot.
Hula hoops.
I could see it because I bet they talk to each other because even then they were using a bunch of these weird radio wave things that they were talking between each other, between a lot of the scientists, even during World War II. So like when the Nazis and all these kind of stuffs were going on with their scientists, how they're saying like, oh, the Nazi scientists went and did NASA programs and stuff. They had a weird radio wave thing or radio tower set up where they still all the scientists still all kind of communicated, even during the thing. They even still kind of like...
I know the scientists had their own spies and stuff working between them.
Yeah, they all kind of... The scientists all still kind of were like kind of the scientist versus everybody else. But yeah, I am a scientist and I am against you right now, but you know, I'm still a scientist.
Think about it though. What if there
cool.
was like a Nazi scientist who already figured out how to make an atom bomb, but he was like, I don't want to destroy the world.
I think there were.
So I'm not going to release this information.
He kind of was, and that was kind of set up different ways. And even Tesla was helping out with a lot of the Nazi stuff, but he had... The war did have a little bit of issue, and so a lot of people were like pulling away from it. So actually, with Tesla, they had some things going on. He pulled away from the Nazis because of some of the way they were attacking certain people, and so he's like, "I'm not part of that." And then even some of like the
Did you finish
Lithuanian
the book?
Yeah. Even some of the Lithuanian or whatever people that got like kind of shot down and stuff like that, that little passenger boat and everything, they believe that one actually got shot down not to kind of start the war, but like as an espionage thing to kill Marconi and a couple of these other people that do radio wave stuff, and they were on that boat as well. Apparently they thought, but they weren't, and they were on a different ship, and so people think that that's what they were doing. And so it's all kind of interesting, and especially in that industry because it kind of goes alongside the oil companies industry, and so it ties in a lot with Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, all that kind of stuff. Standard
What do you mean,
Oil,
eliminating your enemies.
yeah, that's kind of another reason why Tesla got screwed over. He wasn't playing with the big dogs. Edison got in good with like the Rothschild or
all about the money.
the Rockefellers and then the railways and all that stuff, and he could actually lay lines with
That's what
his stuff.
happened with Puff Daddy, and Tupac, and Biggie.
Hell yeah,
He got Tupac whacked,
pretty much.
lost his buddy in the process, but guess who benefits? The guy who has the rights to the music.
Fuck, I know, huh? And he's like, we're going to make 13, 14, maybe 16 albums off this, dude. And it's like the next thing you're going to make a hit jam off it. That's why I always wonder, too, if there's always kind of underwritten things, because after reading that book, that's how I feel like everything is, because even when... you can keep going even on top of this, on top of that, but another reason why Tesla got kind of screwed over, too, is one of his main backers at first that he was in main contract with was JP Morgan and things like that, and he was a different financier, and he was part of the whole group and all that, and so they should have been able to pull him up into that realm as well, but it became kind of like some bullshit ego stuff where he didn't get back paid on a certain thing, and they started up different changes, and in Tesla's mind, it's something he perfected 15 years ago, and he's not going to sit there and try and make a better version of it to outbuild the people. He's like, I'm working on something. It's like they're basically working on wire shit. It was something to do with the phonograph or something. And he's like, that's stupid, we're working wireless, where he's like, well, you're not even going to be using that. And he just felt like it was a pride thing. He was like, no. And so he wouldn't give him any more money and wouldn't do any of that kind of stuff.
He's creative, not a capitalist.
Yeah, and so he's like, you can't do that. I want to be back paid on this. I want to be back paid on that. And so the guy was being stubborn.
But it never paid him back.
And he never did. And he never kind of did that.
But Nikola Tesla also gave away a bunch of shit. Like, he kept giving away books.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff, though, because especially with the Morgan thing,
premium dollar, got
no
it on
one
Audible.
wanted to say that they were part of his group. They wanted to say, oh, don't tell anyone I'm working with you. Do all that kind of stuff. And that's how he had to do it. Yeah, like the only way he was making money to be able to stay, and like because he liked to stay in these fancy joints, was selling his books and really honestly his body. He had a photographer he would call, and they'd come do some certain crazy photographer or photos of him, and the guy would write a report. He'd put a book along with it in the science essay, and then put it along out there, and people would see it, and that's why they started just deeming him the wizard, because they're like, oh my god, this fucking guy,
And he was part of the KKK. He was the Grand Wizard.
They were all wizards, even fucking
Harry Potter.
What's his bucket?
Harry Potter.
No, the other guy, Edison. Edison was a wizard.
They call him that, but I mean, he did invent a couple things, but mainly he was a patent man. He was just a really good businessman on that shit.
But the thing is, like, that was what they went by. Like, if you were a wizard, that means you were smart.
If Tesla was called a wizard, you'd want to be also called a wizard, right?
Yeah.
So you'd be like, hey,
no,
write in that journal.
No, like other
New
smart people had to call you a wizard. Like, you're a wizard, Harry. Really? No, I'm fucking kidding. Get on the fucking train.
Yeah,
get out of here.
Everyone owns all the patents, but that's how come Tesla's getting credit now too. Is because when even talking about some of the early trials, because in like France and a bunch of other places, they all vouch for Tesla. They're like, no, he's the one that did it. But in America, he lost a lot of those. That's why now we don't see that taught. But in other countries, it's like, no, that's how it is. But with him losing a bunch of different stuff here and other people kind of gaining control, and that's just like how it kind of is taught here. It all just depends on when you get to a certain age, because even now with them, it's hard. They see Tesla's name pop up. So, the Tesla's version of the AC motor, Tesla's oscillator, Tesla's,
Well, that's out of basic fucking school, right?
Yeah, and later that's when you're in college and you start reading like other people talk about it. So like even Marconi and all these people that,
unless you go to BYU.
Yeah, BYU.
And they teach you about the Lord.
It's like, all right, here's history. 9,000
They're supposed to have
years
a really
ago.
good courses over there in BYU, dude. Apparently.
9,000 years. It was like 3,000 years.
I thought it was 9.
No, they say like 9,000.
What?
Yeah, dude.
My mind's just been
I gotta
blown,
go
dude.
back to the BYU.
Yeah, dude. Remember, because Moses or whatever was 400 something years old, but it was really months, so he's really like 70 something. But then Matthew died at like 179. Was actually like 9 years old, but we don't talk about that.
That'd be so funny.
That's another one they
kid.
give you.
A 9-year-old kid?
Yeah, Moses.
See, what's funny though too is because if you bring up that story, if we go back to the
Moses?
Anunnaki stuff, if you're like, hey, yeah, just another race came over, planted a seed in a monkey, and then it created us. So we have a little bit of the alien that it put inside the monkey, and it crossed
Just
with our
one
DNA.
monkey?
That's what it says, because they knew about the DNA and the helix and all that stuff way before us, and they said it was crossed with another primate, and it made humans. So they took their DNA and put it in one of those, and it made
So
it.
it was one human.
It wasn't a human; it was some other primate.
They probably cloned like a bunch of
that is
them.
no longer here, but they took it and then put it into us. So we're basically like clone troopers, dude, in Star Wars. Like,
No wonder all our aim is terrible.
and so right now they're just waiting for us to come back. But it's funny if you tell it to like a Christian person, they're like, "Huh, you believe that, but not the Book of Christ." Yeah, maybe, that's not just about as interesting. The Book of Christ is the truth. If you believe only in the book, then you have nothing else to worry about. Which is kind of hard to pickle
Rick,
to follow, dude.
Do you have your parachute on you?
Yeah. Do you have your parachute?
You have your parachute. Your
That is my
parachute is what
parachute.
saves you from going to hell.
That's a hard pickle to beat,
doesn't,
though, dude.
You just float down.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. Up, down, whatever, dude.
Sideways, it doesn't matter whatever way, the parachute.
No,
Wait. If you believe that you're going to go to heaven, then what is the parachute for? Isn't belief strong enough? Or?
No. The parachute is insurance. If the airplane starts going down, you could jump out.
No. Here you go, God. I have my parachute. Bye.
Float right down.
Isn't
to
that
hell,
illegal,
you
dude?
Son of a bitch.
Didn't Martha Stewart go to jail for that kind of shit? No. What? Hedging my bets? No, what the fuck?
Wait, did Martha Stewart go to jail for having a parachute on an airliner?
A little bit. That's what you can call it. They're about, hey, so these stocks are about to go down. This plane's crashing. So maybe it'd be best for you to have a parachute in place. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, parachute? Well, why don't I have a parachute? And then she goes and buys the most fanciest parachute. And everyone's like, what the fuck? What are you getting this crazy ass parachute for? Why are you trying to save your ass so much? No reason. The next thing you know,
What stock fell? That she won? I don't know.
wasn't there Martha Stewart stock or some
Woodstock?
shit? Or, yeah. Something that she was part of or something like that. She was pulling out. They were selling something and they knew it was going to happen. She just had insider information. But whatever it was, they proved that she had insider information. So she spent time in the pen.
Hey,
Now she's doing a cooking show with Snoop.
Yeah.
Dang,
But-
dude, that's the way you do it, dude. You got to do illegal stuff, then you pay for it, and then you're in with the big dogs.
But it depends on the prison system. After I did that criminal justice course, dude, if you're a rich person, certain people, if you pay $170 a night, you can stay in a prison that has a fucking golf club course. You can join a country club if you pay like $200 plus a night or some shit. It's like, what kind of fucking people are there, dude? Hey, howdy neighbor, what you in here for? Yeah, I stole a bunch of money out of this bank account and tried to cross whatever.
So,
With
let's
a
see.
different one. You embezzled that way? Sir, I went to jail 14 years ago for embezzling like that. I learned my lessons. Now I have a new app called Venmo.
It's like, you fool, if you only came and visited me in here, I would have told you it would have failed.
Yeah. They're like, oh, well, shoot, tell me later. Well, I have visitation rights this weekend, so I was thinking about leaving because most of them let them leave on the weekend,
Right,
which
you
is
come
like,
back whenever you need to spend your
it's
time.
like, ay caramba, dude. It's like crazy, dude. It blows my mind. Lil Wayne, I imagine, well, they said he had a bunch of audio stuff, so I imagine he had a little studio set up, so he probably like left, came back, he's like, I need to record. Oh, he's in chill time. Oh, yeah, I'm hot in prison right now. Shit, my foot are like tripping on the metal ball. It hurts and sucks. I don't know. Because it's not like prison back in the day where...
You should be a songwriter.
Oh, dude. It would be like Rick and Morty or whatever. When freaking Schwiggity. Or he's like, Schwiggity.
Or whatever.
Swifty. Get swifty.
Rick's going to be like, come
Shit
on
on
down
the
to Brick's
floor.
Doors. Get yourself a real fake door.
Shit, we were watching that shit. We were in El Paso, and then we got done. It was the one where like the parasites
There's something
infect
to do
him.
in El Paso.
Yeah, when you watch the one with the parasites, and then they're like Mr. Poopy Butthole or whatever's
yeah.
there. You want to get done with the whole episode. Your brother's like, that show's weird, dude. It's like, you never seen that? Because at the end when they shoot Mr. Poopy Butthole.
Well, that's like
he's like,
you gotta watch a lot of episodes before you watch that one, just because
Yeah,
it's
so
deep
far
in
out
there,
there.
yeah.
it's deep.
He's never seriously watched anything other
I
than
think
that?
he maybe said he's seen like the first episode or something, but he hadn't really watched that many of them. It was so funny though, because I mean we got to watch movies and stuff while we're there. One of them because one of them we went to, we weren't prepared with our 3D glasses, so we watched like half of it. We're like, oh no, we'll go to another one. So we just went to one that was open in time, and it was like A Wrinkle in Time or something like that. It was it was all right. It was a Disney movie, and it was like kids, and I was like, oh, that's kind of funny.
Oh man,
But like, if we get done and they're like, surgeon, this just sucks. It's like, there's no action in this one. What the hell, you know? Because they only had half the theater going, and then so the other half wasn't open because we were remodeling it, and so they only had the movies went quick.
Wait a minute, I've got a quick question for you. If you were remodeling half of the movie theater, how are you watching movies at the same time?
It's like the first time we got there.
On the other side of the screen, they're watching everything backwards.
When the guy we were with, dude, we get there, the guy we were with is like, you guys want to watch some movies, dude? You guys can watch movies and everything while we're here. And we're like, oh shit, really? They let you watch movies? Yeah, come with me. Fucking movies on me tonight, dude. Movies on me. You're like, yeah, dude. He's like showing us everything. Walks over there, walks to the backside, opens the door, walks in the back. Let's go. What movie you like? We're like, what the fuck? Walking down the hallways. Pick one, dude. I'm like, well, that movie doesn't start for like 15 minutes. Oh shit! Well, we can go get popcorn or something, dude. And he's like, walks over there. Hey, can we get some popcorn? And he's like, what? Yeah, I'm working right here. Give me some popcorn. Okay. He just fills up a random box of popcorn and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? But we went in there, and so it was like
gangster.
It was all right, but
El Paso.
It was funny because they have, in the main theater, when you walk in there, their two biggest theaters are right in the middle, so they split it right down the middle. So we were remodeling one of the theaters that are the biggest, and then one of their second biggest theaters, because they have two of each. Mm-hmm. It's like mirrored on each side. Mm-hmm. They fucked up the measurements on the farthest two, so like they built it up. It was supposed to be down further where there's a lip maybe like 6 inches, but it went up like 4 feet. 2 to 3 feet, so it was up total of 4 feet, so it was up somewhere between. So on the second to biggest one, the screen came out, or like the camera shot out basically right above the chair. So if you were to put your hands above your head to like rest, you would see your hands on the camera, like the top chair. So if the guy were to stand up, you'd see everything. And the guy was like, that came from the AMC, was like stood up and he's like walking around, and he's like, what the hell? He's like, look at that, dude. He's like, what is that, like a crotch shot? He's like, that thing would be hitting me right in the crotch, dude. And so even the person down a row, you could see them when they stood up to go do something. So they had to close that theater. That whole thing's got to get destroyed and like brought down. On the other side, their biggest theater, it's the same way. You can still kind of see it's a little bit higher. So they put it up as high as they possibly could, and they had to cut out the roof on the room on the inside of the projector room to lift it up. And they had all these lasers and everything. And they're like, God, I hope this one works. It's not a huge thing, but they messed up the dimension on that one too, because when they lifted it up, they put it in some weird thing. So you go down the way and through the rows of the chairs towards the bottom, it's supposed to be like 30 chairs in there, but they don't have space for like 29 and a half. So they have a bunch of areas where the chairs are just kind of sitting there. So like, what the fuck are we supposed to do with these chairs right here, dude? I'm like, oh my God. And the guy's like, doesn't anyone here know how to use a fucking tape measure? It's like, oh my God. It was like crazy, dude.
You're not even fucking tape.
And we're like, dude, what are you going to do with these chairs, dude? You guys going to like throw them away or what? We're going to be able to keep these chairs in, or if you're not going to use them? But it's so funny too, because when you come in, some of them, dude, they didn't put access for like the handicap, and they're like, oh man, we're going to be screwed. And so it had like a couple steps. They legit just put like a piece of fucking wood. So if you're coming on your little Jazzy or whatever, it's like a ramp, dude. If you were going fast, you'd be like, boom. If you weren't going fast, I don't know if you'd be able to make it up, you know, like, be like burning out, like kind of mid-stuck way, you know. Because once you get over there too, and you get down, if you get down, it's funny too, because depending on if you own the biggest one, if you get down in there, I'll give you credit because you got over the little jump. But where the handicap chairs are, you have to go down steps. So if you're in a little wheelchair, you might be able to go down it. But if you're in a Jazzy, you have to go down a fucking step. And every single one of the fire escapes, all of them, you have to go down steps. And I'm like, how would you, even on one of the biggest one, it's like 3 steps. I'm like, how would anyone in a fire get out of this? How are they getting away with this? And the fire marshal was coming. It was probably like yesterday or today. So for all I know, fuck, it looks great from Utah. But when they were coming to build that, I'm like, dude, there's no way they're going to pass that. And they're like, no, they'll be fine and stuff like that. I'm like, nah, you guys are screwed, dude. You guys will be screwed. And how the hell would you do that? You know, like, and they're like, you know, maybe they just thought that, the one guy was working for them, but not necessarily, he didn't understand why the thing was. He was like, I think they just thought that there was just already 2 points of contact. I think they've already talked to him. There's 2 points of contact on there. And I'm like, well, they didn't talk to him about the way that how high it was supposed to be, so they already shut the one down. And I'm like, they say the hallway's burning. Fucking, don't go down that one. Burn down this hallway. Because I'm like, you funnel out the same fucking door, you know. You come out and the 2 doors open up, and you come into like the same hallway, basically 6 feet apart, and then you enter out a big doorway. I'm like, so if that thing's burning, you're going to enter into this fire either way. I'm like, aren't you supposed to have a second point of exit? I don't know.
To get into the theater?
To get out too, yeah. So when you go to get in, there's only like a doorway. It's like 6 feet, you know, and you can either go right or left, and that's it.
That's how some of them are.
They have to have. There's 2 emergency exits on the left or right side.
There's always
But what he's saying is if you're handicapped, you can't get out of the emergency
Yeah,
exits.
you can't get it. They have
If
steps
there's a
only.
fire and I'm handicapped, I'm getting out of there.
Say it's like a
I don't
3-step
give
one.
a
She's
fuck
like
if there's 3
going
steps. I'm
jazzy
not
down
gonna
there.
go back into the fire and be like, excuse me.
But what if she tips sideways? Blocks the stairs. Oh my god! And everyone's like piling up. Oh my god! They
Then
can't get out.
there's a
'cause she blocks
hurdle
it.
for everybody to
And
jump
like stepping
over.
on
and
her.
do
Get
it.
down,
What would
Granny!
happen? It would be like 6 or 7 people in wheelchairs.
Oh shit! Dude.
First guy
Then
falls.
you're fucked, yeah.
Oh yeah, you run out there with
They
like,
blow up.
dude. You run around with those 3D glasses, you wouldn't be able to see. You'd be like, oh my god!
It's a pilot.
Starts another explosion. It's like,
Shit, that'd be so
Gas-powered
funny.
chassis was a bad idea.
Oh, it's like blowing up in there. They placed bombs inside. It's a terrorist attack. Oh my god! Dude,
someone screaming into the language.
that'd be the worst. That was one of
They're
the.
here.
I wanted to go see A Quiet Place, and that movie was there, but I didn't go see it.
And it's in Texas, so everybody's got handguns.
Bullets everywhere.
Everybody's just shooting at everyone.
Whatever, Utah's got more handguns walking around.
They were. He's like, there's one survivor, and we were interviewing him today, and he's like, it was like the Wild West in there.
Dodged a couple bullets.
They have signs on the things that don't bring your guns to town, Johnny.
Really?
No, but it says don't bring your guns inside there. You're not allowed to.
In the movie theater?
Yeah, a lot
Well,
of
it says that
buildings
here,
they do
too.
posted.
That'd be
Do
so
not bring
funny
your
if
guns
there's just a
in.
bunch of guns outside of the place. Out of
People
the-
just drop
outside
their
of the
guns
supermarket. It's
before
just
they
like,
go.
Don't open carry here. It's like, what? Dude, that would be so funny. People, yeah, it's got like a little gun hanger. It's like a little, right when you come in, they're just hanging their
with
guns and
locks.
shit. Oh,
People are putting
man.
their padlocks on there.
They're like, who's the bitch bringing in the freaking little baby desert eagle? It's like, ¿qué pasó? It's like, oh shit. Or what would be that was like a reference they used on the Ready Player One. They're like, what's his favorite game? He's like playing slaps only, GoldenEye, and he likes being Odd Job. And I'm like, oh, what a little bitch, dude. It's like
Yeah.
the cheapest motherfucker
Yeah,
in the
bro.
game. I was like, you little fucker, dude. So that's what cracked me up on it. That's the one we'd have to play.
That'd be funny.
Fuck.
Brick shows up. There's like all these like big Barrett 50 cals and machine guns. Pulls out his little Derringer.
Mm-hmm.
Puts a pink little Derringer with hearts on it. That way you die with love.
I only knew you had 2 shots or whatever.
Yeah, only 2 little shots. 22
One for you and
Derringer.
one for the person you love the most. It's like, what? I'd like to get a Derringer. Shoot, that's what I'm going to get next.
A Derringer?
A little tiny one, maybe like a single. I was thinking like a little 6-shooter, maybe 22 6-shooter, single shot. Pew, 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 pew.
22 6 shooters are pretty cool.
That'd be kind of cool.
Nah, I don't know about that.
Like an old little cowboy gun for fun. Fun shooting, because we're
Or
going to
if
be out
you're a real
mining.
man, you get yourself a 357 revolver and just your fingers just break.
30-30 over under.
I
Put
know.
down a buffalo.
I know maybe even the next time you talk to us, we found gold on Admir's thing, and I would have shot Admir taking the gold.
Next episode.
He just died. He killed himself.
It was the weirdest thing.
Held
He
the gun
fell
behind
down
his head. I don't know how
and he shot himself in the back of the head. It was weird.
Yeah, well, shoot, it's freaking hot as piss in here, so we need to go celebrate 420, get some of that fresh air, you know what I mean?
Heard that.
420 every day. Unless...
It's at least
I mean, unless
420
you're not-
twice, right? A day? Something like
Days
that.
of double 4.
That ain't enough, dude. That's why I never got into that thing. When I was like, 420.
That's why I never got into math.
Yeah, well, we should do it now,
I
because
am.
we have shit to do. Yeah, do the fucking math, dude.
You're
Do the
just
math,
sweating
get back
bullets.
here.
There's like 3 minutes left.
I know. Red wire, green wire, doesn't matter, dude. It's a simulation.
You sneeze. 421. You gotta wait until the morning.
Oh my god, I know, huh? 420, dude. We gotta wait, dude.
Tomorrow morning.
That's when it's like dun 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 dun.
All right. Well,
Huh?
thanks for listening to our podcast, ladies and gentlemen. If you absolutely loved it as much as we did, please leave us a like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, visit us on Amazon and just use our portal and buy something, whatever you need, toilet paper, whatever. Just please use our
A
portal.
plane ticket to El Paso.
El Paso.
Heck yeah, you can always go on Facebook and join the forum, little discussion board, and talk shit with everything else too. So you can do banter there. That would be something going on. But yeah, thanks for listening and sticking around for all the random shiz. We'll finish. That's a free zip sound. You can always catch those two in our stuck files, 1, 2, 3, 4 RF. So yeah, look out for that too. Peace.